Hi there! We are going to go ahead and start with the video today with a do-it-yourself at home measuring so that we can go ahead and work up a quote for you based off of the measurements you take yourself of your kitchen. This is the kitchen we're going to be using today, mine. I have a worksheet here that I got from Valley View Granite that's just going to show a layout of how the kitchen is. They have a spare sheet on the back so that you can go ahead and draw your kitchen. So that's kind of what I'm going to do right now, is just draw a rough draft of my kitchen size, how it kind of goes into a U shape, and then I have another counter over here on the side of the stove, and I also have a counter over here that I'm going to measure because those are the tops I want granite on. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of do a rough draft of that right now. Okay. Now before I start measuring, I'm going to go ahead and clear off my countertops because as you can see, I have a lot of different things on there. So you want to make sure before you measure and also before template comes to measure that all your countertops are cleaned off so that we can get a clear measurement, there's nothing in the way, and that our templaters can come in and do their job as efficiently as possible. As you can see, we have now cleaned off all of my countertops so that I can go ahead and measure the countertops. Here is my layout of the kitchen that I have right here, just showing kind of the basic shape. I have my stove right here, the fridge so I can make sure to get this other countertop, and my general sink placement as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and start one area to the next and just fill it out on my sheet here. So I'll just start here at the peninsula, measure. That is about 30 inches. So I'll go ahead and write that down, 30 inches. Then I want to get this length here. I'll push the tape all the way up against the wall and come out to where it ends. It's about 65 inches. Now I'm going to go ahead and get that back wall piece over there. Thank you. And that back wall is measuring about 120 inches. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and get the back wall dimension over here. That's about 60 inches. And that back piece on the other side of the stove is about 24 inches. Now I also have in my kitchen these diagonal front pieces. I did make sure to draw those out on my kitchen layout because it's important to know if we need to have more square footage of countertop for something like that instead of a 90-degree corner. So I'm going to go ahead and measure those two diagonal corners and include that on my measurements. So just a rough idea, this one here is about 16 inches. And this one over here is almost 12. So I'll go ahead and just put 11 3/4 for that one. Okay. And then the last countertop I needed to measure was just this one right over here. So this is my last countertop over here on the other side of the fridge. Sometimes these pieces can get missed because they're not part of the main kitchen. So you just want to make sure to look around your whole room and measure every top that you want to be to have countertops and get a more accurate estimate. So this measurement from the back wall is 37 inches. And now that I have all of the back measurements to get the length of things, I now am going to go ahead and measure the width to see how deep they needed to go. So for this one here, from the back to the edge, it's about 25 inches. Most countertops will measure between 25 and 26 inches. So when we work up the quotes for you, most of them will say 26 inches for kitchens. That's pretty accurate because most countertop places do an 1.5 to 2 inch overhang, depending on what you needed with the cabinets. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get that depth measurement right above my dishwasher, and it's the same. It's about that 25 inches, and this one over here is 25 inches as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw those dimensions on. Okay, so by the time you're done measuring, your picture should look somewhat like this with these dimensions. If you wanted, you could get it more accurate where the sink is going to be placed, but all of those types of measurements will be caught at template. This is just to give you our estimators an accurate idea what countertops, what square footage we need for the material you're wanting priced out for you. And if you have questions when you're drawing this, our sales consultants are always happy to go over any questions you may have. Thanks so much.